Us tonight, a Eustace man is in jail with bond set at $2.5 million for his alleged involvement in violent gang activity. Law enforcement officials believe 38-year-old Chad Crowell is part of national leadership for the motorcycle group, the Ugly Cossacks, members of which investigators say murdered a rival gang member in Smith County in 2020. As KLTV7's Jennifer Kilman reports, Crowell is also accused of ordering the man's death.
Crowell is charged with directing activities of a street gang, a first-degree felony for his alleged leadership in the Cossacks. An arrest document for Crowell says he is the national sergeant at arms for the gang, reporting to a national president and leading a group of regional members. We previously reported on the arrest and sentencing of several of these members who shot and killed Brandon Edwards of ARP on May 2nd, 2020. Investigators believe Edwards was a member of the rival group, 1%er Cossacks. According to the new document, those men were acting on Crowell's orders. According to the affidavit, Crowell is alleged to have given a, quote, smash-on-sight order for 1%ers to the regional members under his authority in late 2019. According to the document, this order resulted in at least 6 violent crimes, including Edwards' murder between January and May of 2020. The men convicted of carrying out Crowell's alleged orders are Joshua Tippett, Jeffrey Griffin, and Jose Valenzuela. Griffin and Valenzuela were sentenced to 22 years in prison for Edwards' death, and Tippett got 45 years after a late 2023 trial. Crowell remains in the Smith County Jail on his charge. Jennifer Kilman, KLTV 7 News.
And if convicted, Crowell faces a possible sentence of 25 years to life in prison.